Well, good morning, everybody. Jeff Slakey and Spencer Hughes here on the Daybreak show on the phone line from Mason Transit. It's Kathy Geist, the Outreach and Transit Planner. Kathy, how are you doing?
I'm doing really well. I'm counting my blessings at this point right now. We're all well and healthy, and everybody here so far at Transit is healthy. We're all just bending and swaying with the days that go by, right? It's
Well,
different every day, a
you're
different challenge every day, and I guess something to be grateful for every day, right?
you're you're exactly right. It's good to be the fact that we're able to count our blessings. I know, and we reported on this about a week ago when we got the press release from Mason Transit. But we know you to be such a outgoing person in the community that there has been some pretty good outreach that you have been doing with Mason Transit and Senior Services of the South Sound. Let's talk a little bit about how you were able to get this collaboration going and how many meals you've been delivering.
It was really great. Just sort of, out of the blue, they contacted me and I met with our people here and wanted to make sure that we had the resources to help because we've lost, we've had a lot of drivers out that have gone out. And, as far as I know so far, everybody's healthy, but they, had situations at home or something that they didn't want to put their family members at risk by being out in the public. And we're exposed to the public as much as anybody that's out there working for the public, our drivers even more, because we do have, our ridership is down, but people are still needing to ride the bus to get to essential things like groceries and doctor's appointments and work. So we had some drivers out. So I just wasn't quite sure if we were going to be able to do it outside of me by myself doing it, which I would have been totally happy to do. And so I pretty much said, yes, I'm sure we can, but let me make for sure, right? Make sure. And so, yeah, we just started doing it and we've done it so far all month long. We've been able to get 774 meals out to people in the North County so far. And I'm assuming that we're going to keep doing it into next month. And we're also now, we did deliveries of commodities last week on Tuesday. And that's a once a month thing. And I'm assuming we're going to be able to, we're going to be doing that again. And that was to 60 different recipients out in the North County. It takes a long time because we're working, in a really rural area. So even though I've lived here since 1966, I became familiar with places in Mason County that I've never been to before and didn't know existed. So in that way, that was sort of a plus for us and our driver that was with me, or I was with them, actually with him, that even though they thought they pretty much knew every single place in Mason County, we did discover some places that we didn't know about. So, when we did the food, when we brought the meals out to people, I also gave them a little bag from Mason Transit with all of our information in it. So that if they don't ride the bus or never had, then they got that information. And that was really an opportunity for me to reach out to those people that I probably wouldn't have been able to. So
I know
those are all the good parts.
That's amazing. That's such a great story. And I know you have been working hard to be socially distanced. You have your masks and your gloves and everything has been sanitized. But what's it like when you roll up on these homes for these folks, and about how much time do you spend just talking with someone before you have to move on?
I don't. And, that's what you and I were talking about before we started on air here. And I, my normal person, my normal me would be that I would take those meals and I would take them into their house for them. I'd give them a big hug and I might even cook it for them if they needed me to. Right. Because that's just who I am. And that's who a lot of people are. I like to think most of us are just really loving, peaceful people. And so that was the hardest part of all for me. I'm just like, wait a minute, I can't really even talk to them. Oh my God, I'm so sad.
Oh my gosh.
So, but no, they're just, most of them, really 99% of them, they know what's going on and they know that I can't be near them. And so I am doing everything that's humanly possible to still do this and deliver the food to them and keep them as safe as possible because they are the number one thing on my mind. I don't even think I could live with an idea that I somehow had anything to do with making someone sick.
Sure.
And so, yeah, I changed my gloves several times during the whole thing. It's all bagged up in little separate meals. And so you're basically just taking these two bags because we're giving enough enough meals to help people for 14 days each person. So I'm taking 14 meals to each person. And so my hands are full. So what I do is I walk up to the door, I set them down on something as high as up as I can because we're working with seniors, so I don't want to make them bend over if they don't have to. I know what that feels like. I'm 60 years old myself. And so so I put them, if there's a bench or something, I try to put it there. I knock on their door. I pound on their door. And even one of my drivers were like, geez, that's kind of a violent pound. I'm like, we're dealing with people that maybe don't hear that well. And
Sure.
actually, some of them are kind of scared right now. And so they don't want to answer the door. They don't want to expose themselves. And so, you know, to anything, to any other people or anything else. And so some of them were having a hard time coming to the door. And these are frozen meals, so we didn't want to just leave them, right? And so, you know, I pound on the door, and then I walk way back out into the yard, and I have a mask on, which kind of probably freaks people out. And so I just need to be able to talk to them through the mask and point at the food and say, these are your meals on wheels. Here you go. You know, have a nice day. Stay safe.
Wow.
Wash your hands.
Oh,
I'm
my
like a mother
goodness.
to everybody. Wash your hands. That's what I keep telling them all. And so, yeah, I mean, that's how I'm doing it. And it's way different than before the day. I would have, I mean, you know me, and anybody that knows me, I'm super demonstrous. I try not to do it when people are uncomfortable with that, but it's just my nature. And so, again, it's way different than what I would be doing it in normal times. But we just feel really good that we're able to do this for people, you know, and I can also at the same time kind of check on them, right?
Sure.
So you can look at their face and you can look at their surroundings and you can look at them real quick and get an idea of, is their health failing? We've done it now twice to the same people. So they know my face or they know our vehicle. I might not be the one doing it every single time. So they know our vehicle. So far, I have been the one doing it with our wonderful drivers. And so, you know, we just want to get them comfortable with seeing our vehicle. And because you can see this funny, they're kind of confused. They're like, what? That's transit. What are you doing here?
Yeah.
You know, like that. Yeah. So it's not their normal thing. And so, you know, I quickly say, hi, you know, we're just delivering for Meals on Wheels for you. You know, have a great day. Be careful. Be safe. Wash your hands. You know, that kind of thing. And you know, I like to think I have expressive eyes. So hopefully they can see I'm smiling behind the mask, right?
I'm sure they can. Do you know, are you familiar with how folks can sign up? Do you have the information on how folks can sign up, or should they go?
I totally do.
Yeah.
I did that. Let me get my glasses on here. I did that on purpose. So for people to sign up, if they are a senior and they want to get Meals on Wheels brought to them, they need to call Senior Services of South Sound. And my goodness, I had all. There we go. So Senior Services of South Sound is 360-586-6181, extension 124. Again, that's 360-586-6181, extension 124. And that's to sign up directly for Meals on Wheels.
Well,
and
Kathy,
so what happens with that is they're out of Thurston, right?
Yeah.
But they're doing this in partnership with our local Mason County Senior Activities Association. They're actually cooking the meals here in Mason County out there with volunteers. So total props and heads up for them, for those volunteers that are putting those meals, literally cooking them, putting them in these little cool kind of like TV tray kind of little things, freezing them and putting them in this big walk-in freezer. And then we go out into the walk-in freezer, get them, put them in our van, you know, our vehicle, and distribute them.
Well, Kathy, I know that the community appreciates all that you do out there, not only just for Mason Transit, but for Senior Services with that great partnership there. And stay safe, stay healthy, and I know you will. And we'll check in again, not only with how you're doing with this, but how Mason Transit is doing, and just hope you nothing but the best, and wish you continued health and safety. So good talking with you.
You too. You too, Jeff. I do too. I do want to say one more thing.
Yeah.
If people are interested in the commodities, they can get a hold of the hub for seniors in Belfair, and that number is 360-275-0535. Okay, and that's for the commodity boxes that are delivered once a month. And then one more thing, currently I'm in conversations with Cappy, the new homeless outreach coordinator for the city of Shelton. So we're communicating, and we're looking at putting together a delivery of meals for the city limits inside the city of Shelton. We're coming up with some fun stuff, some names for that program and how that might work. But I'm currently talking with her right now to start doing some more of that inside the city limits of Shelton as well.
Sounds good. Kathy Geist from Mason Transit. Always nice talking with you, and we'll check in next time.
All right, hon. Thank you. Bye. Take care and be safe.
Good to talk with you.
You too, Jeff.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.